students, we are on group Agnatha. Now we will be looking at the only class that exists under Agnatha, that is class Cyclostomata. Group Agnatha, class Cyclostomata. Cyclo means circular, stomata means opening. They have a circular opening for a mouth. Body will be long, elongated, eel-like. They will have presence of unpaired fins, like I told you. This will be the first dorsal fin. This is the second dorsal fin. And this is the tail fin, also called as the caudal fin. All these fins are unpaired and they are present along the dorsal median line. Gill slits will be present along the lateral side of the body. 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits are present. A circular suctorial kind of mouth. There will be a nostril, single nostril, eye, copulatory papilla in male, which will help in copulation. Class Cyclostomata is said to be the only living class of Agnatha. There used to be other classes, but the species of the other classes are now extinct, and hence this is the only class with living species. These organisms are mostly marine, mostly ectoparasites on other species, especially on larger fishes and all. No, they will just dangle from their gills like this. They attach on other species using their suctorial mouths, and they will feed on the blood and the fluids of the other species. Attach using suctorial mouth, they feed on blood and body fluids, and as such they are called as sanguivorous. There are two important examples under class Cyclostomata. One is Myxine, also called as the hagfish, and another one is called as Petromyzon, which is also called as Lamprey. The Myxine can be called as more primitive species compared to Petromyzon because of some advances in terms of evolution that we see in case of Petromyzon. We will see both are parasitic species, both act as ectoparasites, but Myxine also may act as scavengers, parasites, and also act as scavengers, and these are mainly ectoparasites. These are said to be Osmoconformers. What is meant by Osmoconformer, you know? Its internal salt concentration will be exactly equal to the external salt concentration of the water around it. There will be no regulatory mechanism inside its body to regulate the salt concentration. So it will conform to the osmotic potential of the surrounding water. In fact, it is the only vertebrate that is known to be an Osmoconformer. Rest all other vertebrates have then started regulating their salt concentration. The others are Osmoregulators. Even the Petromyzon is an Osmoregulator. This can be called as the only living vertebrate with this feature. So because it is not able to regulate its internal salt concentration, it cannot do very high energy demanding activities. It has a restricted role like a parasite. It will just do scavenging and stuff of dead matter, etc. Okay, very low level, low energy needing activities only it will be doing. Myxine, hagfish. Let us compare Petromyzon with Myxine now. Petromyzon is an osmoregulator. It is somewhat more advanced. It will act as an ectoparasite, alright? The adults will fall off at the time of reproduction. The adults will fall off as parasites. They will move upstream towards the rivers, okay? Upstream the rivers to a safe place, okay? Shallow waters. There they will lay their eggs in the fresh water. So from marine environment it has come to the freshwater environment. That means that these guys are osmoregulators, and there they will lay their eggs. This process of laying eggs is called as spawning. Okay, so they will travel from the marine waters to the fresh waters, the river freshwater, upstream the freshwater rivers for spawning process. They will lay eggs. The eggs will hatch over there and the larvae will come out. The larvae are called as Ammocoetes larvae. The larvae will remain in river water for 5 to 7 years, and after growing considerably, when they become mature, that time they will come downstream back into the sea, and they will then act as parasites onto the larger species of fishes. This is how the life cycle is. So moving upstream the river, this type of migration is known as Anadromous migration. Ana means building or up, like in anabolic reactions, building reactions. If you remember, we have done anabolic reaction. This is Anadromous migration. So they do Anadromous migration. The adults swim upstream rivers, spawn eggs in fresh water. Spawn means lay eggs, okay? Larvae. What is a larvae called? Ammocoetes larva lives in fresh water for 5 to 7 years and then it swims back to sea and acts as ectoparasite on bigger fishes. So this movement from seawater upstream is called as Anadromous migration. After spawning process, the adults die. Why will they die? Because they have utilized almost all of their energy reserves in traveling upstream, then building their nest in the river, then laying eggs. All this is a very energetically expensive process. After the spawning process, the adults will die. Adults die after spawning. If you compare that with Myxine, since they are Osmoconformers, they will not be able to survive with this migration from marine waters to fresh water, and as such the Myxine does not carry out anadromous migration. Myxine, no anadromous migration. Why do you think they need to carry out anadromous migration? Why do they travel upstream into the river? Why don't they lay their eggs in marine waters only like how the Myxine does? Because the marine waters have large predator fishes and the eggs that are laid out right there will be very vulnerable to predation. As such, Petromyzon moves upstream and lays eggs over there wherein there are comparatively less predators. The eggs and the larvae will be safe over there. And with that we have completed Class Cyclostomata.
In the name of Lord Mahadev, please subscribe